Moving on, kind of getting started, and I already said a little bit of this. When we talk about the engine company, there's all these adages, kind of related to the engine company, and probably one of the most common or most popular one is that, as the first line goes, so goes the fire. And I think that is tremendously true. If we get an attack line well placed early in the incident moves in a good direction. Whenever we have problems or delays in getting that first attack line in place, we have problems for the rest of the incident, and sometimes we don't overcome them, right? As I mentioned just a couple minutes ago, the engine company is the ultimate problem solver, right? The people that really solve the problem on a fire ground are a couple of firefighters with a nozzle in their hands. Everybody else is working in support of that position. Again, the only reason I force the door and pull the victims out and take the windows is because the house is on fire, right? If the nozzle firefighter puts the fire out, then all those other things, the truck work, the command, the rapid intervention, all those things don't need to happen anymore because the house isn't on fire. So we really, when we talk about the engine company being the backbone of the fire service, that's why it really is because there is nothing that solves more problems on a fire ground than a rapidly and well-placed nozzle. Right? So when we talk about the title of today's program, Aggressive Firefighting Engine Company, I would presume that you're all here because you are a part of an aggressive engine company or you want to make your engine company more aggressive. So it really all starts with a goal. And I've always loved this video because I think this is a really good summary of the core performances of an aggressive engine company. Let's take a quick look. So this is a drill evolution, but it's identical to what the fire operations would be for this company if they were first due on a house fire. And what they have just done is stopped at the end of the street to drop a supply line. They're operating a 4-person engine company today, and you're going to notice as they come out of the rig, all hands, including the driver and the officer, are involved in the stretch. At this point, the nozzle firefighter is at the front door. He's going to throw his roll out, and we can put water in that attack line right now. The officer has broken off to quickly do the 360 and has given their 360 report to the chief over the radio. Meanwhile, back at the front of the building, the nozzle and backup firefighter are flaking the line, getting water in the line. The wagon driver is controlling that line from the door back to the rig. They're masking up, and at this point, they could be putting water on the fire, right? This is about the most bread and butter scenario that an engine company can face, right? Going to a fairly average sized house with an offensive fire condition and being required to initiate a water supply, do the basic size ups, and get an attack line in service, right? That is what every engine company ought to be able to do. And if you look here, that video is 1 minute and 18 seconds long. So in less than 90 seconds ago, this engine was on a different street. And in 1 minute and 18 seconds, laid a supply line, got an attack line in service at the front door, completed a 360, and they're masked up and ready to make a push. And on many days, that company could do that evolution even faster than that, right? And that is really what the goal of our engine company should be able to do, right? When we talk about being a good engine company, what should a good engine company be able to do? They should be able to get to the right place quickly, meaning get to the address of fire quickly. They should be able to take steps to initiate their water supply, which we'll talk about a bunch later on. They should be able to perform a basic size up and formulate a good attack plan, and they should get the first attack line on the fire, right? If your engine company cannot do those things on that kind of fire in that kind of time frame, stop everything you're doing and train exclusively on those basic things until you can execute that scenario with skill in that kind of timeline. Right? This is what a good first due engine should be able to do, right? Not much more than this should be expected from the first due engine. A lot of times when we see an engine company being tried to be weighed down with other tasks or additional duties or things in addition to this, it compromises these core actions. So we don't want to expect the engine to do much more than this, and I certainly don't think we can expect the engine to do much less than this, right?